There's a document with your name, signed in silence, sealed with betrayal. The truth is on paper now. God is about to read it aloud. Someone gave permission for your pain. It's in writing. That paper wasn't forged in ink. It was forged in envy. You trusted someone who handed your peace to a stranger. You weren't meant to see it, but heaven demanded exposure. They never expected you'd survive the signature. That paper holds the weight of a decade of deception. The agreement was hidden. God is uncovering it. Your name is sitting in a courtroom your heart never entered. You're about to hear words that will change your blood pressure and your destiny. Someone tried to erase you in fine print. This isn't just legal. It's spiritual warfare disguised as protocol. You were written off. But God is rewriting. They planned your silence, but forgot your soul speaks louder. This paper was meant to bury you. God's using it to crown you. You'll want to cry. Instead, you'll awaken. That signature was inked in betrayal. They passed judgment on you without hearing your name in full. They underestimated how protected your name really is. That attorney isn't just legal, he's prophetic. The document they hid is the same one heaven is highlighting. You're not losing what God marked as eternal. There's more than a contract, there's a covenant. This paper will expose who really stood beside you. They gave away what they never owned. You are about to read what they prayed you'd never discover. This legal document will speak louder than their apology ever could. The enemy hid the paper. The angels found it. You were robbed in silence. Recovery will be loud. The person you trusted most may be behind the seal. A quiet betrayal is about to become a public reckoning. That paper is a prophecy in disguise. You thought it was just legal. No, it's spiritual justice. Heaven will make sure the truth gets delivered. Your silence was used against you. Now your voice will be your weapon. They divided the blessing. God is multiplying the return. That lawyer didn't choose you. You were chosen for this moment. They put a price on your portion. God is about to double it. Don't react, receive. Divine vengeance is precise. This will make you question everything, but it'll confirm even more. The page that carries your name was soaked in strategy. God delayed this moment for your full awakening. This is not paperwork. It's a turning point. Someone will say your name in a courtroom like it's a warning. What they tried to erase will now be engraved. A hidden clause has heaven's attention. What's written in ink is being judged by what's written in spirit. You are not bound by this document. You are backed by heaven. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. There's a clause they buried in shadows. The light is coming. That paper has power, but not over your purpose. What was signed without your knowing will now be overturned. They sold peace to purchase control. You're not crazy, just finally reading the truth. They never imagined you'd live long enough to open it. The moment you see the paper, you'll hear heaven whisper, I told you. What they took by law, God is returning by grace. The betrayal is older than the document. God delayed this encounter so you'd be ready. That signature was their escape plan. Someone got rich off your absence. The page they feared you'd read is the one God's highlighting. You are walking into a room prepared to undo years of silence. They underestimated the soul tied to your name. You are not who they documented. You are who God designed. A lawyer will tremble while reading you the truth. The person who stood beside you also stood behind your downfall. You'll never forget who tried to profit from your peace. Their wealth was built on your silence. That paper carries fingerprints. Watch who runs when light hits. What they sealed, heaven is now unsealing. The fine print is soaked in someone else's guilt. This paper holds evidence your soul already sensed. That signature turned them into a stranger. They used the law to curse you. God's using the law to bless you. The date on that document will match the day you stopped sleeping peacefully. The very paper meant to bind you will birth your breakthrough. You weren't crazy. They were calculated. That Attorney doesn't just hold documents, he holds proof. The pages they hid were already known by angels. What they built on your back is falling. They never thought you'd survive the silence. That paper has consequences they never calculated. They traded your peace for paperwork. A clause they wrote in greed is breaking in truth. The courtroom is becoming a church. Judgment meets justice. This isn't revenge. It's restoration. You're not fighting for what's yours. You're claiming what was stolen. They thought you'd never come this far. You're about to hear a name you haven't spoken in years. There's a reason you couldn't move on. That paper held your breath. The truth was hidden in a legal disguise. Your name never belonged in their hands. The contract was legal. The curse was spiritual. What was forged will now be forced into the light. That attorney was sent to deliver what the enemy delayed. Your justice is not emotional, it's divine. The truth will not need defense. You're not what they tried to sign you into. What they wrote in secret will be read in court. The last page will break everything they built. They thought they buried you in that file. That document tried to replace your destiny. A familiar name appears in unfamiliar betrayal. Your inheritance was whispered into another's pocket. God saw it all and waited for the perfect storm. That lawyer is about to hand you history. The document won't just reveal facts, it will expose souls. You will hear your name in a place it should never have been. This isn't the end. It's your release. They crossed out your name in ink. God rewrote it in fire. You weren't consulted, but heaven was. The person who loved you signed something that broke you. They traded love for leverage. A lawyer will speak, but the spirit will interpret. What's coming is not revenge, it's vindication. You were erased from a paper you built. That document will answer questions you forgot you had. God's justice doesn't need a gavel. You didn't lose. You were lied to. The person behind this wears a familiar face. God let the lie grow until it collapsed on its own. You were excluded, but not erased. The paper holds poison, but your soul holds prophecy. They bet you'd never open it. Your enemies speak in ink. Heaven answers in thunder. The date on that paper matters. Watch what aligns. They filed it quietly. God will reveal it loudly. That lawyer doesn't know he's delivering divine intervention. You weren't wrong. Just too early. The truth is breaking its silence. The paper is cursed, but you are covered. God allowed it so he could avenge it. That document stole sleep. Now it gives closure. The enemy wrote it, but you'll read it standing. What was legally wrong will now be spiritually reversed. Their betrayal was a transaction. Your healing is a covenant. You cried over what you hadn't yet read. The lie is ending because you're beginning. It was never just business, it was blood. That paper broke a promise heaven never proved. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more.